raise your hand if you have a query. One mic here, please. So, Vijay Kumar.
Virat, after imposing the follow-on and seeing the way Sri Lanka back in the second innings, how difficult was it for you to keep the team focused on the game and in the here and now?
As I mentioned in the presentation, you expect teams playing Test cricket to come out and play like that, with the ball and with the bat as well. So, because of the way we got wickets in the first innings, sometimes frustration can creep in when you don't get wickets in a session. But you have to realize that those 8 wickets, we probably would have liked to have them throughout the day. If you spread it into 3 sessions. So it was all about keeping things realistic, saying that we only wanted to keep things tight in the first session and see where the game goes. We ended up getting 8. So no point having expectations on the same lines and then getting frustrated if you don't get wickets. And then you have to give credit to the batters as well to play like that on a pitch like that. It was high quality batting, and you expect that to happen at the Test level. And we just spoke as a team that we have to embrace this because all sessions that we play are not going to go our way. So if we make our expectations on those lines, then we'll get frustrated and we'll get disappointed. So let's be realistic and just keep working hard, keep hitting the areas, keep doing the skills that we know best, and just wait for something to happen with our discipline, and then we can put some more pressure again. So it was just about keeping things realistic, to be honest, not going too far ahead of ourselves.
Considering that it's that the pitch is slow, and when the bowlers to get this, how when did your bowlers get the remaining wickets?
Well, yes, it was getting slower, and that's why we took the new ball straight away as well. We thought the harder ball one might keep straight as well, because the older ball was soft and all balls were turning, so it was very difficult to get edges and create chances. So as soon as the new ball was taken, then we thought the batters are going to look to score now, because the ball might come better onto the bat, and then they play more shots, and the bowlers are in the game as well when there's more pace because of the harder ball. So yeah, I was spot on. Yesterday it was getting difficult at the later stage of the day. Today again we spoke about getting those couple of chances, and then we can get 4 or 5 wickets in a session, which ended up happening in the second session. But first session again was hard work. What we spoke of, a little bit of discipline, knowing that they'll come out and they'll play only one way, because it was very difficult to defend on this pitch. So yeah, the bowlers did an outstanding job today of pulling things back, keeping it simple, and that's what happens in Test cricket. Sessions go away from you, then you have to pull it back to win a Test match. So I think it was very good from us from a team's point of view, that we were up against a challenge in the last 4 sessions that we played yesterday and today, and we managed to turn things around. And you always feel good as a team when you have to come back from a difficult situation and win the Test match again.
Thank you, sir. Question, sir. As a captain and as a batsman, when you see the opposition coming on this one plan, which is basically the speed, how do you react? A, as a captain of the field, and B, as a batsman, how does it influence your way of thinking at all in terms of stroke selection?
Not really. Everyone has their own strengths, I guess. People play different ways. I don't think they drove even a single ball. There was no driving on that pitch. My approach or Ajinkya's or Pujara's might be very different. So it's all about finding a way to score runs. It happens in cricket. Sometimes you're playing one shot and then it becomes a very productive shot in that particular innings for you. But as soon as you get out, then you start thinking twice, because it is a high risk shot, to be honest. And against the pace of Jadeja, especially for the right hander, I think it was high quality batting, because not even one sweep was mistimed or misconnected or in the air. So you have to give credit to the batters there. As a captain, you can only do so much. The field was spread as well, but still they were finding gaps. That's what momentum can do in cricket. So as I said, you have to keep things realistic and accept that these situations also will come again and again, and it's how we react as a team. So it was all about improving ourselves as players in those situations and not getting too frustrated. But we tried our best, whatever we could, but they were just too good yesterday for sure.
Virat, you talked about different batsmen having different approaches, some sweeps, some their beats straight. When Sri Lanka had the first innings like they did, they used that method but it didn't work. How hard is it to stick to that as a batsman?
It's hard. It's a interesting thing because when you're chasing a target, then your mindset is very different. But when you have a lead of 440 on you still, and then you lose couple of wickets, and then you're playing one way, and then it's coming off. It's I would say, as a batsman, I would think that it's very difficult to keep carrying on for 4 sessions, and that's exactly what we spoke as a team. That yes, this can happen for 2 sessions because of momentum, but you know when the day ends yesterday, when it ended, we spoke about coming out fresh, and they'll have to do this again for 2 sessions. So high risk cricket can be played on one particular day, I would say, and that's a brilliant day for any team. But to do that again and again, it's difficult, and we knew that we can get in as a team whenever we get a mistake or two, and that's exactly what happened. Also, the pitch was such that those chances had to come at some stage. But as I said, credit to them to have done that for so long. Requires a lot of ability and mental strength, which I mean, we were actually watching in awe. Yesterday the sweeping was absolutely outstanding, and we congratulated both the batters because that was proper Test cricket batting and high quality temperament as well from both of them.
Virat, in your test captaincy so far, there have been like 8 instances where you had the chance to enforce the follow-on. This was only the third time that it happened. As a captain, what goes on in your head when you take that decision? Is it about the conditions? It's about the situation, and also, when you do not enforce the follow-on, you bat on, you put a 400, 500 run total, and take out the element of 1 out of 3 results. So is that also a form of aggression for you?
Yes, it is. If you see, our second innings batting has changed in the last 6 months or so. Our second innings batting has become more, positive. We are taking on more chances in the second innings, and we are giving those 20-25 extra overs to the bowlers to get, wickets if that phase is required. So if you get big runs in the first innings, it all see 183, a lead of 440 still, that prompted us looking at the wicket the way it was spinning. For us not to bat again, and we had only bowled 48 or 49 overs in the first innings, so bowlers were fresh as well, and then we got a lunch break in between, which was 40 minutes. So all those things taken into consideration, we ended up enforcing it because we felt we have enough on the board not to bat again. If this was 200 or something, we still could have batted for 200 runs, maybe 250 runs, and then put them in again because chasing a target, as I said, is always a big pressure situation because as a side, when you lose one, then you never know how the new batters will react under pressure. So we always like that format more, where we put the opposition under pressure of chasing in a test match in the fourth innings more often than we do it. So I feel it's a bit of an advantage.
Last time, Mr. Ghosh.
We were on the verge of having a whitewash in the test series outside. How much does it excite you, and what kind of impact can it have on you as captain and also on the team?
Well, it's obviously nice to win this series again. We won this last time also in 2015. Yes, we do have that chance, but honestly speaking, we are not looking at test matches or test cricket now as home and away anymore. We are just looking at test matches as test matches, and we want to win anywhere that we play. So I mean, if we can believe enough in our abilities, then we are not really bothered about where we are playing. That kind of energy I can sense in the team, and the team believes that as well. We have to only look to win test matches. However it may be, on whatever pitch and whatever conditions, we are creating a habit of winning, and that I think can be carried on in future as well. So yes, from the numbers point of view, from the stats point of view, these things look great, but for us as a team, it's all about achieving those small little goals every time that we go out to play a test match, because for us this is priority. Test cricket is the most important for us, and everyone plays with a lot of passion. If you see, last 9 test matches, we've got 6 times we've got 600 runs. So that shows the hunger of the batsmen that are waiting for an opportunity, the lower order contributions as well. So all these things are, they feel great as a team. In the dressing room, we feel really proud of each other's effort, that we are really putting in those consistent, convincing performances and winning test matches, more often than getting the other results. So we really feel good as a team that we are able to win consistently right now, but we realize that it's very important to keep carrying on the same way as well.
Virat, how much is it an advantage to have something like
is conclude in the lower order. You seem to, last 1 year he seems to have been concluded every match.
Yeah, he's. I mean, guys who have both abilities are very rare to find. Um, that's why we think they are very precious, especially in the longer format, because they provide you with a great balance. He can get you a 60-70, very quick 60-70 anywhere at any stage of the game, which can really turn the game. If you see, you remember Lords, you remember Dharamsala against Australia. So those are very important innings. 90 against England in Mohali. So it's not just when batters are doing well. It has come under pressure also, and he has the ability. He believes in it, and he's worked extra hard in the last 10-12 months on his batting also, because he's bowled so much that the other discipline was left behind. But now he's catching up in that as well. So it's only going to do good to him. If he doesn't bowl well on a particular day, he can score runs. Once he scores runs, then he gets confidence with the ball also. So he's always in the game. His fielding as well. I would say a very valuable cricketer for us.
Lastly, Virat, from Keteshwar's 100 over here to 2015 to this 100, how have you seen him evolve in the batsman? The kind of role he's taking over here?
Well, I say this regularly. He and Ajinkya, I feel, are two best Test batsmen, especially in the middle order, and they've been doing well. So they've been doing so well consistently. And Pujara, I would give him more credit because he only plays one format for India, and to be able to have that hunger and passion day in day out, working hard on his game, coming out and having those consistent performances takes a lot of mental strength. And he's a guy with a lot of mental strength, and he obviously has the game. He knows how to score runs, which is the most important thing, I guess. And he has evolved, massively as a batter since then. All of us have, but Pujara's game has gone to another level. If you see the last season, continuing now, he's got about 1,500 runs, which is, I think, is outstanding. So all credit goes to how hard he works on his game and how he thinks about the game as well. He scores runs, in all conditions that we play. So I think that for us is the most important thing.
Last two.
Virat, do you feel that your slip order in closing fielding is still a work in progress? And you see different personnel manning the first slip, second slip. I mean, they keep changing. So you are still looking to sort of find a particular guy for a particular position in test matches, especially.
Yeah, I mean, that is certainly an area that we want to keep improving on. It's I would say that on a pitch like that where it's getting slower, sometimes you end up standing too far ahead because you want to pick up catches from the front, and then when one big shot is played and the ball is bowled quick, then you suddenly look like you're not in position. So it's a very tricky thing to figure out. Maybe we'll have to figure out a certain distance that we just stay in, no matter if the ball falls in front of us or something like that. But yeah, I mean, specialists are always nice. KL and Pujara are our close-in specialists. Pujara does gully for spinners as well, but then he takes on short leg, and KL hasn't done as much of that practice as Pujara does. So it becomes tricky. I try to chip in, but then when I drop catches, it looks bad. So yeah, we'll have to figure out who stands in those positions consistently, and then keep those guys there for longer periods. I think that is the only solution going forward.
One last one.